Kirtida Mataji for opening their home doors to invite all the devotees to have a wonderful Harikatha here. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Gnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guroh Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I welcome all the devotees for the second session. Do you like to come forward instead of devotees sitting behind? Yesterday we discussed a few points on what is the significance of acting as an instrument in the plans of the Lord, and what is the logic behind being an instrument in Krishna's desires and Krishna's plans and Krishna's seva, service. And we also saw several examples, the glory of being an instrument of Krishna's plans. We perform more than what we can ordinarily do when we consider ourselves as servants of Krishna. When we are so overwhelmed with our own shortcomings and difficulties and faults, we become so self-absorbed. But when we understand that Krishna's mercy is greater than all my disqualifications, then we become empowered as an instrument in Krishna's hands. Yeah. But if you think that I am doing things on my own, I am the doer, kartaham iti manyate, ahankara vimodhatma karta aham iti manyate. Someone who is overwhelmed by ahankar or false ego, to think that I am doing everything. So there is a sense of doership mentality. And this doership mentality will inevitably lead to enjoyership mentality. If you think you are the doer, you will also think I am the enjoyer. Because I did it, I have to enjoy it. But if you think everything is happening by Krishna's grace, I'm an instrument in Krishna's hands. Nothing happens, not a blade of grass moves without Krishna's sanction. Then we understand that we are instruments in Krishna's plans. We will not be egoistically thinking ourselves to be the performance of whatever we are doing, but we humbly identify ourselves as servants of Krishna. And bhakti lies in embracing such a consciousness. These are a few things that we discussed yesterday. But today we will discuss more stories of devotees who have humbly acted as instruments in Krishna's plans. Yesterday we discussed several examples like flute, wooden grinding mortar, the rope that bound Krishna's belly, and of course Arjuna. Tasmat tvamuttishta yashola bhasva jitva shatrun bhungshva rajyam samruddham vayaivaite nihataha purvameva nimittamatram bhavasavyasachin. Krishna said, I have already decided that they need to die. I have decided their death. You go and implement it. You manifest their death. Just like in the court, the judge may give a verdict. This person has to be imprisoned for the next 10 years for the crime that he has committed. And all the police constables may have to implement that decision. Are they the doers? It's a judge who has given that punishment. But why the judge is giving punishment to somebody and reward to somebody else? The answer is that this criminal did some criminal activity and therefore the judge punished him. And this civilian who did some glorious activity of saving people, so the judge awarded him, or neither awarded him nor punished him, just allowed him to live the way he is living. So there is like neutral reaction, a reward given or a punishment given, all in accordance with their moods, their deeds, their needs. So even in ordinary circumstances also, ordinary dealings also, we reciprocate with others' moods. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Ye yathamam prapadyante tamstataiva bhajamyaham. The way you approach me in a similar way, I will reciprocate. This is not just Krishna's sloka, it is everybody's sloka. Right? More or less. When somebody is lovingly treating us, we naturally respond with love. When somebody is harsh with us, then our response will be cold. As simple as that. So this is being observed in most of the people's interactions. But there may be some kind of tyrannic people. They may not exactly stick to this kind of principle. They may, even if you approach them politely, they'll speak harshly. And there are other category of people. Even if you like lovingly approach them, they are little harsh. But other category people are, even if you approach them harshly, they treat you lovingly. Right? Parents are the best example. Even if kids do some mischief sometimes, parents only treat them lovingly, right? So all categories of people are there. This reminds me of a riddle given by the gopis of Vrindavan to Krishna in the middle of Rasa Leela. When Krishna was dancing with the gopis became slightly proud. Why pride? Because they felt that, we are very special. We got the special privilege of being with Krishna so intimately. So that special privilege that they received made them happy and somewhat proud slightly. Every gopi thought that I am the most special woman on the planet. And Krishna did not like this feeling. And Krishna disappeared. And in that context, the gopis sang the Gopi Gita. And in one of the shlokas, the gopis say, Nija janasmaya dhamsanasmita bhaja sakhe bhavat kinkarismano jalaruhananam charudarshaya. Nija janasmaya dhamsanasmita. Krishna, by your smita, by your simple smile, you can drive away the smaya, pride of your devotees. When you detect pride in your devotees, you just smile at them. Enough. Enough. The pride is crushed. You are thinking yourself to be the doer of activities? Really? Oh, sorry. I am not the doer. You are the doer. So like that, the Lord can destroy the pride of his devotees just by a smile. The gopis are saying that, oh Lord, Krishna, if you thought that we have become proud, you should have just smiled at us. We'll become humble. We would have become humble. Why did you leave us? You don't have to leave us in this situation of separation just to crush our pride. Please come back. Smile at us sufficient. So like that they were hankering for Krishna's association. Then after they sang Gopi Gita, Krishna came in front of them. All the faces of the gopis lit up. Till now they were in separation. They were crying in separation from Krishna. Suddenly when Krishna manifested in front of them, the gopis smiled with great happiness, with great satisfaction. Then the gopis made Krishna sit in the middle of them. They sat around Krishna. And the gopis asked Krishna a question. Krishna, there are three kinds of people who reciprocate with others. Three categories. Which category do you belong? What are the categories? Okay, we'll tell you. Category number 1. They reciprocate with you only when they receive something from you. Right? You serve them, they will respond lovingly. That is first category. Little selfish people, right? So selfish. Before they do anything to you, they will expect, what have you done for me? Right? If you have done something for me, then I will do something for you. So that is like selfish reciprocators. Self-centric or whatever. But it's still fair enough, right? You did something, they are also responding in a nice way, positive way. But second category is, even if you don't serve them, even if you don't treat them lovingly, still they will reciprocate with love. That's like parents. I just said something some time back. So despite your negative reactions or negative dealings, they will only love you. But first category, only if you treat them with love, they will lovingly reciprocate. Second category, even if you don't treat them with love, they will still love you. Third category, people are neutral. Whatever you do, whether you treat them with love or treat them with hatred, they are neutral. Right? They don't reciprocate. They are totally self-satisfied. They are in their own world. You praise them, doesn't make any difference. You criticize them, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. You praise them or criticize them, you love them or hate them, doesn't make any difference to them. They are in their own world. Which category do you belong to, Krishna? Krishna said, none of the above. I belong to the fourth category. What is it, fourth category? Fourth category of reciprocators. The gopis asked. Krishna said, I purposely don't reciprocate with my devotees just to keep them in feelings of separation. And when they are in a situation of separation, their love for me increases. Their longing for me increases. They keep hankering more and more for me, my association, my mercy. And I experience that intensified love. When I am easily available and accessible to them, then there is not much excitement. But when I make myself inaccessible to them, they become more and more eager and greedy and anxious to meet me. So in that anxiety, in that state of anxiety, their love for me increases. And I purposely keep them in that situation of separation and taste their intensified love. I belong to the fourth category, Krishna said. Oh, really? All the gopis smiled at Krishna's clever answer. But Krishna said, no, I don't belong to fourth category also. I belong to, in fact, Krishna belongs to all four categories, right? Krishna reciprocates with everybody according to their approach. Clear? He belongs to first category, proved. Second, what is second category? No, that is first category. Even if you don't love, he will reciprocate. That is Paramatma. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto mattah smritirjnanam apohanam cha. Whether you love Krishna or not, he stays within your hearts. Right? So, even if the person who is having Krishna within his heart doesn't realize that Krishna is there within me, doesn't acknowledge that Krishna's presence within his heart, still Krishna continues to stay there. Even if such person hates Krishna also, Krishna continues to stay as Paramatma within their hearts. So he belongs to the second category. Proved? Third category is Atmaram. Neutral. Atmarama means whether you praise him or criticize him, it doesn't make any difference to him. Right? He can be neutral also. And fourth category he already said. Just now he disappeared from the company of the gopis just to intensify their love and their longing to meet him. But Krishna said, apart from these four categories, I belong to the fifth category also. What is the fifth category? I am a person who feels so bankrupt in reciprocating with you people. You loved me so much. Naparaye ham niravadya samvijam. Yesterday also we discussed it slightly. You loved me so much that I feel that I am incapable of reciprocating with you. Oh, not here, I'm sorry. I was discussing something similar in Columbus. Right? So, Krishna said that you loved me so much, you have given up everything for me. Pati, Sutta, Anvaya, Bhratru, Bandhava, Ativilanghati, Achyutagataha. You have given up all your relatives and husbands and family members and social customs and Vedic regulations and your own womanly shyness to come and serve me in the middle of the night. I don't have the ability to reciprocate with you. Even if you give me one full lifetime of Brahma, I feel so bankrupt that I think I can't repay you. I think I don't have the ability to reciprocate with you. It is the gopis of Vrindavan who loved Krishna so much that Krishna felt himself incapable of sufficiently reciprocating with the amount of love and amount of sincerity that they showed in their surrender to Krishna, in their service to Krishna. That is the example of the gopis of Vrindavan. When Krishna was leaving Vrindavan, all the gopis were crying in separation from Krishna. They were gathering in small groups. Whole night they were discussing all the sweet pastimes that they had with Krishna. They were recollecting all the memories they had with Krishna. And they were hoping that by tomorrow morning some elder would intervene in the situation and some elder will stop Krishna from going to Mathura. At least Nanda Maharaj will develop some kind of courage to tell Akrura, I will not send my child with you. You go alone. I will come with you if you want. Nanda Maharaj would say it. They were hoping, but nobody stopped Krishna from going away from Vrindavan, going to Mathura. The gopis felt so disappointed. So they were crying piteously. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. Singing like this, the gopis were piteously crying, appealing to Krishna, Krishna, please stay back, don't go away from Vrindavan. If you go away from Vrindavan, you will get the sinful reaction of killing innocent women. All of us. You are so cruel, you are so hard-hearted. This Akrura, his name is Akrura, but he's actually Krura. And later they said, why should we blame Akrura? You, Krishna, you are unsteady in relationships. You make friendships and you break friendships. So effortlessly. You can just give up your loving friends, the gopis, and then you can go to make new friendships in Mathura. Like that they were crying. So this is the love of gopis. Actually, the gopis of Vrindavan, they don't mind if Krishna goes from Vrindavan to Mathura, provided if there are some devotees in Mathura who can serve Krishna to his heart's content. But the gopis know that nobody in Mathura or nobody in Dwaraka has the ability to completely satisfy Krishna with their service. Krishna gets best quality service only in Vrindavan. Because all top rankers of all the rasas are there in Vrindavan only. Who is the topper in Vatsalya Rasa? Yashoda Mata, she is in Vrindavan. Who is the topper in Madhurya Rasa? Srimati Radharani and all the gopis, they are there in Vrindavan. Who are the toppers of Sakhya Rasa? All the gopas of Vrindavan, they are there in Vrindavan. So, if you see that the best devotees in all rasas are present in Vrindavan, and if Krishna goes to Mathura or Dwarka or Hastinapur, wherever he goes outside Vrindavan, he doesn't get this quality service. And the gopis are feeling that these gopis, these Mathuravasis don't know how to serve Krishna. These Mathura ladies don't know how to decorate themselves to give pleasure to Krishna's eyes. These Mathura cooks don't know how to make some nice preparations to give satisfaction to Krishna's tongue. These Mathura people, they don't know how to sing properly to please Krishna's ears. Only we can sing well. Only we can decorate ourselves well. So that is the greatness of the gopis. It's not that they are greedy to serve Krishna, but they are greedy to see Krishna receiving the best quality service. If someone else can offer that best quality service, they're okay. Krishna, you can go. Fine, no problem. Once Krishna, when he was in Dwaraka, he had great headache. All of you know this story. Then Narada Muni went to different places searching for some medicine for Krishna. What is that medicine? Krishna himself revealed. If my devotee, one of my devotees, offer dust from their feet to me, and if you keep that dust on my head, my headache will go away. Nobody was ready to give. Somebody asked Narada Muni, why don't you give? You are a pure devotee. I said, no, I don't want to go to hell. Narada Muni asked, Krishna's queens are definitely better devotees than me. Rukmini Devi, can you give some dust? Satyabhama, you are so dear. So why can't you give some dust to Krishna? So he said, no, we will not go. We will not give. We will not give Krishna our dust because we are not qualified. Secondly, we will go to hell. But when Narada Muni, after hearing no from hundreds and thousands of devotees when he came to Vrindavan, he just mentioned like this, dear gopis, Krishna has headache. Then the gopis said, really? They were devastated with this information. Is there any medicine for it? How can Krishna's headache be cured? Can we do something about it? Then Narada Muni said, if Krishna's devotees give even little dust from their feet, Krishna's headache will be revealed. The gopis are so humble. They don't think they are devotees of Krishna. They never think that they have sufficient devotion for Krishna, but still they know they have some little devotion to Krishna. So if our little devotion is sufficient, Narada Muni, will our dust work? Of course it will work. Fine, take it. We can fill buckets of dust and then offer it to you. You can take it. So they just removed dust from their own feet, kept in a pot, earthen pot, and gave it to Narada Muni. Narada Muni said, are you realizing what you are doing? Oh, dear simple village ladies, are you realizing what you are doing? You said this is medicine for Krishna's headache, right? Please take it. But what will happen to you if you place your dust on Krishna's head? Then we don't know that. You will go to hell. Oh, really? It's okay, no problem. But Krishna's headache will be relieved, right? Yes, of course. Take it. To relieve Krishna from his headache even for a minute, even for a fraction of a second, we don't mind living in hell for the rest of eternity. We don't mind experiencing hellish sufferings for the rest of eternity, for all time to come. If our dust can relieve Krishna from his headache even for a fraction of a second, to that degree they are dedicated to Krishna. Right? So this is the love of the gopis of Vrindavan. Now, we were discussing, somehow we were sidetracked and came here to Vrindavan. We were discussing how to be an instrument in Krishna's plan, how to become nimitta matram. Actually speaking, it was Krishna's will that the gopi, the pure-hearted love of gopis be revealed to the whole world, and the entire creation will understand how much the gopis love him. It was Krishna's desire. That's why Krishna acted as if he had headache. Otherwise, why will Krishna get headache? Will Krishna ever get headache? All your medicines will not be of any cure to Krishna. Krishna will not get any headache. But still, Krishna acted as if he got headache just to prove that the gopis are so glorious. And the gopis' sincere love and pure love is revealed by Krishna. And Narada Muni acted as an instrument in Krishna's plan by going door to door to all the devotees in all over the universe. In all the three worlds he was going. Brahma, give me some dust. Indra, give me some dust. Shiva, give me some dust. Rukmani Devi, give me some dust. Satyabhama, give me some dust. He goes to different munis, siddhas, devatas. Nobody will give. So Krishna wanted to prove how much the gopis of Vrindavan love him. And Krishna used Narada Muni as his instrument. Narada Muni acted as an instrument, probably without even being conscious of it. So here in Kurukshetra battle, although Arjuna is Savyasachi, although Arjuna is Parantapa, still the greatest ecstasy of Arjuna in his life is to act as an instrument in Krishna's plans and manifest the death of all the warriors that have assembled in Kurukshetra battlefield and kill them and establish dharma, to assist Krishna in establishing dharma. That is the ecstasy of Arjuna, supposed to be. When Krishna was departing from this world, Krishna, after Kurukshetra war, he decided, I think I did dharma samsthapana by giving Bhagavad Gita. I did dushta sikshana. Personally, I killed so many people, and even my devotees, the Pandavas, also killed so many people. Then, what else? Paritrana sadhanam I did. I protected earth, Mother Earth, from all the miscreant kings. Now my job is over. I think I need to go away from this planet. He was planning for his departure. Then all the devatas, including Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, all these great devatas, celestial beings, descended to Dwaraka abode with their celestial garlands and offered the garlands to Krishna and said, Krishna, we requested you by chanting Purusha Sukta. In the first chapter of 10th canto, we requested you. Sahasra Sirsha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat Sabhomim Vishwato Vritva Atyatishtat Dashangulam. So by chanting Purusha Sukta, we requested you to descend on this planet, and you descended. You destroyed all miscreants. You established dharma. You gave your teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Now, there is nothing for you to accomplish on our behalf anymore. If you so desire, you can go back to your abode. Done. You don't have to be on earth anymore. If you like, you can stay, but our purpose is resolved. Then Krishna said, yes, I am planning to depart. I will first dispatch all the Yadus, the members of Yadu dynasty, then I will also go back to my abode. Then Uddhava, one of the most dearest associates of Krishna, heard this conversation between Krishna and Devatas. He privately met Krishna and said, Krishna, I don't have the ability to stay on this planet without you. I understood that you are planning to depart from this world. You are concluding your earthly pastimes. So, I want to come with you. Can you please take me along with you? Then Krishna said, no, I cannot take you. You have to stay here only. Why? You are going to spiritual world. Why should I stay here? He did not demand, but he expressed his anxiety. Then Krishna said, I have a service for you. What is that service? During my manifest pastimes, I gave my association to Vrajavasis. I went to Vrindavan. I went to Dwaraka. Of course, I am in Dwaraka. I gave my association to Mathuravasis. I gave my association to Hastinapurvasis. I also went to Mithila and blessed Srutadeva and Bahulashva. I went to Svargaloka. I went to Pataloka. I went to Sutalaloka. I went to Kundinapur, I went to Vidarbha city, I went to so many places and did my pastimes there. But in my more than 1 century of tenure in this material planet, on this earth planet, I didn't find time to go to one place. What is that place? Badarikashram. In Badarikashram there are so many sages. They're waiting for my association. Now the time for my departure has arrived already. Now I don't want to stay here in this planet anymore. But I also want to give my association to Badarikashram sages. After I depart, you go and give them my association because you look exactly like me. You are my perfect, bona fide, authorized representative. When they get your association, it is as good as getting my association. I will give you some teachings now. Sit here in a class. I will teach you 23 chapters of Uddhava Gita, the longest philosophical episode in the entire Bhagavatam. I will teach you Uddhava Gita. You carry all my teachings to Badarikashram says and give me a message there. I will just go back. Oh, then what am I? What about me? After you complete this service, you can come back. I am going to spiritual world. You should not come to spiritual world. You should stay in the material world and do this service. If Krishna tells you like this, will you agree to this proposal? Right? Or how will you feel? You may have to agree, of course. Nimittamatram bhava savya sachin. You have no option. But how will you feel? My God, he's going to spiritual world, he's going to Goloka, he's not taking me. He's asked me to live in this material world and take this message. Why can't he stay back and give this message? Why can't you someone else? Why can't he send them a mail? Why can't he send them a book? Why only I have to go all the way? Krishna is all powerful, Almighty Lord. He can do anything. If at all he wants to give his association to Badarikashram sages, can't he just go there, extend one more day of his tenure, avatar? 125 years he was there. Can't he stay for one more day? He can, but he wants Uddhava to do. Why? I don't know. Uddhava also doesn't know. We have other reasons that Uddhava is a perfect representative of Krishna, he is a pure devotee of Krishna, he is capable of representing Krishna. All these things we know. But at the same time, why? Why like this? Why can't Uddhava and Krishna together go to the spiritual world? But Uddhava had no logical reason. And he's also overwhelmed with feelings of separation. How will I survive? But still Krishna wanted. And Uddhava said, okay, I will do it. This is acting as instrument in Krishna's plans. We may not be excited to do some seva, but Krishna expects us to do that seva. Let's do it. We have to do it. No other way. And Krishna also does it. For Krishna, being in Vrindavan and having pastimes with all the gopas and gopis and cows and calves is very easy, very natural and very exciting. But out of his extreme kindness towards all the conditioned living entities, Krishna came out of Vrindavan and went to Mathura. Why? Just to destroy Kamsa, Kuvalaya, Pida, Shala, Toshala, Kuta, Chanura, Mushtika, Jarasandha, so many such people. Krishna came out of Vrindavan. If Krishna is taking out his time, if Krishna is doing the needful to protect the conditioned souls from their own conditioned mentality to reduce the burden of the earth, if Krishna is taking out his time, why can't we take out our time to serve Krishna? It is because of the conditioned soul's desire that conditioned soul is staying here. Krishna doesn't want him to stay here. And because the conditioned souls are staying in this material world, Krishna has to come here time to time into this material world. If you have 100 branches, you are the CEO of a big company, and you have 100 branches all over the world. 99 branches are doing exceptionally well. Amazing products they are preparing. They are generating so many profits, and your company is flourishing with these 99 branches. But there is one branch where the employees are quarreling with each other. Whenever they see the CEO, they are just trying to beat him or loot him or attack him, kill him. They don't love him. They are not producing any good results. They are only bringing losses to the company. They are even defaming the company. So many things they are doing. How inspired are you to run that branch when 99 other branches are nicely flourishing? You are not inspired, right? But Krishna is not like that. After all, that branch is also mine. Those people are also mine. Right now their mindsets are not good. I need to do something to rectify it. In the spiritual world, Krishna has hundreds and thousands of spiritual planets in Vaikuntha. Everybody is serving Krishna with so much love and affection. All the gopis of Vrindavan, without cutting any corners, they are serving Krishna there. All the gopas are serving Krishna. When you come to Vaikuntha, there are hundreds and thousands of planets. Vaibani kasalalanas charitani shashvad gayanti yatra shamalakshapanani bhartuhu antarjalenu vikasan madhumadhavinam gandhena khandita dhiyopyanilam kshipantaha. All the Vishnu Parshadas, Vishnu Dutas, the residents of Vaikuntha planets, they are constantly absorbed in Harikatha, glorifying Lord Hari. They have absolutely no desire for any personal enjoyment. So with complete focus, with complete dedication and love and attachment, they are rendering service to the Lord in His Vishnu form. And like that, the spiritual world is filled, crowded with hundreds and thousands and millions of Vaikuntha planets, where billions and trillions of devotees are serving Him lovingly. Why should Krishna come to this small material world where people don't love Him, are not inclined to serve Him? Some say God is love, some say God is light, some say God is dead, some say I am God, some say God doesn't exist. But Krishna will continue to exist as super soul within their hearts. You see? And Krishna is time to time coming down to this material world to do paritranaya sadhunam vinayashacha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya. If Krishna prefers, He can completely neglect this material universe and stay there only. What will happen to us? Did you ever imagine? If Krishna chooses to neglect all of us in this material world, if Acharyas choose to neglect us, if Prabhupada chose not to come to America and spread Krishna consciousness here, what would have happened? If Prabhupada, I'm in Vrindavan, my devotional service is going on very nicely. I can go to the spiritual world. But why Prabhupada at the age of 70, suffering 2 heart attacks, crossed these oceans and came and then established an international society for Krishna consciousness and spread Krishna consciousness everywhere, and now His glories are continuing now. His followers are just spreading Krishna consciousness. This is compassion. It's not that the Lord or the devotees would always do whatever is exciting to them only. They also take up so much of austerity. Although Krishna is happy in Vrindavan, He comes out of Vrindavan, comes to Mathura to kill Kamsa. And performing Rasa Leela with the gopis of Vrindavan and Srimati Radharani Arjun on one side, killing Kamsa, killing Chanura, Mushtika and fighting with Kolayapadi on the other side. Which is more exciting to Krishna? Obviously the first one. But still Krishna takes out his time to do the second thing also. Orchestrating Kurukshetra war, dealing with Shakuni, Duryodhan, Dushasan, acting as a messenger of Pandavas and then pleading, negotiating with Duryodhan. Duryodhan, can you please give 5 villages of land for Pandavas? And Duryodhan says, 5 villages? I will not give even that much land that is accommodated under the tip of a needle to the Pandavas. He says that. An expansion of Krishna Mahavishnu, when he exhales, millions of universes come out. When he inhales, Hari Hari. His grace, Amarendra Prabhu ki jai. Hare Krishna.
No. I came with my notebook. Sorry.
I'd like to hear you, Prabhu.
No, please.
You disappointed me in Atlanta also. You should be here. Okay, I'll sit here. I'll sit next to you.
No.
I'll be happy.
They won't be able to see you from there.
That's okay.
Right? You can see, right?
Ah,
You want me to sit down?
Either you get one more chair or we'll sit. Oh, he kept it a suspense till now. Morning also I asked him, when are you coming? He didn't say.
I was telling him, I'm coming tomorrow. We are going to miss your association. I just wanted to keep it as a secret. No, please. I am very embarrassed to disrupt the assembly, but
No. You have
probably a little.
lit up the whole assembly. Thank you so much. They are getting bored for the last half an hour hearing me.
Say no.
Hey.
Put this in this chair. Put this here in this. Sit down.
It's okay, you don't need this. I'll just sit
I think camera will have to change. Krishna, Govinda. Krishna, prabhu. We can offer it to Prabhu.
I already had one. I had one, bro. Hurry. Thank you.
We officially announce our marriage.
We both are married to Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam has multiple devotees. Thank you. Just come closer to you so that I get some charging and empowerment from you. Hare Krishna. What were we discussing? I forgot that. Although it is not so exciting for Krishna to orchestrate Kurukshetra war, participate in that battle, and constantly checking the moves of Shakuni, their plans, and then guiding the Pandavas to do this and that, it's not that exciting to Krishna as compared to he spending time with all the Dwarka queens. This contrast, Sutta Goswami personally brings in the first canto, 11th chapter. In that series of shlokas where he says, Uddhava bhava pishuna malaval guhasa Vridava loka nihato madanopi yasam Sammuhya chapa majahat pramadottamasta Yasyendriyam vimathitum kuhakairna sekuhu. All the queens of Vrindavan, queens of Dwaraka, Uddhama bhava, they have grave expressions. Pishuna amala valguhasa, they have spotless smiles. Vridava loka, with their sidelong glances, they can even captivate the minds of all the, even Cupid, Madana, or even Lord Shiva also. Shiva is known to be very, very self-controlled, but still, the feminine attributes of the queens of Dwarka are so great that they can even captivate the minds of even Shiva and Madana. But yasyendriyam vimathitum kohakairna sekuhu. But the senses of Krishna are never agitated by the feminine attributes of the queens. Of course, the feminine attributes of queens are also spiritual in nature. In that sense, when Krishna gets attracted to the feminine features of the queens of Dwarka, that's perfectly all right. Still, here something else is being highlighted by Sutta Goswami. He says that Krishna is more attracted to their loving devotion more than their physical beautiful features. It's a loving devotion of all the queens of Dwaraka that attract the heart of Krishna. So he goes on to explain all the loving relationship between Krishna and the queens of Dwaraka, how the queens of Dwaraka they don't get distracted from the service to the lotus feet of Krishna even for a second. Although they have been accustomed to serve Krishna's lotus feet for a long, long time, in secluded places, but still they never get bored, they never get tired, they never get, satiated. They're satisfied, that's all. In the series of the shlokas where he explains the wonderful relationship between Krishna and his queens, Suta Goswami suddenly says, Krishna just acted like wind that causes friction between bamboo trees, bamboo bushes, and creates forest fire. So Krishna personally did not participate in Kurukshetra battle. He just brought Pandava's army and Kaurava's army together and made them fight with each other. Just like, these are like some bamboo sticks, those are some bamboo sticks, and Krishna acted like a wind. There's a friction between these two bamboo sticks and fire is created. That's what Krishna did. Then somebody who is reading this chapter, they will think that why Suta Goswami is very beautifully describing the relationship between Krishna and the queens of Dwarka. Suddenly this Kurukshetra, bamboo and fire, forest fire description, where is it coming from? Somebody may have this question. But Suta Goswami, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur answers this saying that just to show a contrast between Krishna's Madhurya pastimes and Krishna's Kshatriya pastimes. Krishna's pastimes as a chariot driver of Arjuna and Krishna's pastimes as someone who instigates fire between Kauravas and Pandavas. So this is not exciting to Krishna compared to that. But still Krishna takes out his time and energy and does the needful to reduce the burden of the earth. So for him to have pastimes with the Vrajavasis is so great, but he comes out of Vrindavan, comes to Mathura city and kills Kamsa, fights with Kavalaya Pida. Similarly for Prabhupada, he was staying in Vrindavan and is happily performing his devotional service. Many devotees are staying in Vrindavan only. They have taken vows to stay in Vrindavan forever. They wouldn't even come out of Vrindavan to come to Mathura also. Vrindavan is charged with so many spiritual vibrations. People are attending Mangalartis in the top prominent temples, chanting Radhe Radhe, Krishna Krishna. But Prabhupada was thinking, people in the Western countries, they don't know what it means to live without sense gratification. They don't know Vrindavan, they don't know Krishna, they don't know Radharani. It's my duty to give Krishna to all the people of these Western countries. So he took out his energy and then he came at the age of 70 to the Western countries to give Krishna to all of us. So it's not that we always get to do what we want to do. Sometimes we have to do some things beyond our preferences, beyond our comfort zones, as a service to Krishna, as a service to humanity, as a service to Vaishnavas. So that's what Prabhupada did, that's what Krishna is also doing. To act as instrument in someone else's plans, and that someone else means not anybody, to act as instrument in the plans of Krishna and the plans of Acharyas is the greatest ecstatic way of living life. And Prabhupada did it under the instruction of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And even Krishna is also doing it. Yesterday we discussed how Krishna acted as an instrument in Narada Muni's plan in delivering Yamalarjuna trees. And even Krishna coming out of Vrindavan and going to Mathura is also not personally initiated by himself. It's Narada Muni who came and just, everybody curses Akrura, but actually Narada Muni did it. So Krishna spent more than a decade in Vrindavan. Suddenly one day Narada Muni goes to Kamsa and says, Kamsa, you have been searching for the 8th child of Devaki. Since the time you had that announcement, 8th child of Devaki is growing as Krishna under the shelter of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mata. Vasudev has seated you. Vasudev promised you that he will give every single child of Devaki to you, but he did not give. When the eighth child was born, Vasudeva silently left Krishna in Yashoda Mata's home, Nanda Maharaj's home, and he brought Yashoda Mata's baby girl and presented to you as if it's Devaki's eighth child. He has cheated you. Then Kamsa became furious. Kamsa took out his sword to immediately kill Devaki and Vasudeva. But Krishna said, but Narada Muni said, no, don't kill him. Don't kill them. If you kill them, Krishna will run away, Balaram will run away. Better you bring Krishna and Balaram to Mathura and kill them first, then you can kill Vasudeva and Devaki. Narada Muni told. On whose side Narada Muni is there? Narada Muni is on Kamsa's side or Krishna's side? And Kamsa went and imprisoned Devaki and Vasudeva, kept them in jail. Then, actually, Vasudeva and Devaki felt so happy that Narada Muni intervened in the situation like this. Although they were bullied by Kamsa, they were scolded by Kamsa, they were imprisoned by Kamsa again after almost a decade, still they felt very happy that Narada Muni revealed this news, because this is the turning point where Krishna will come to Mathura and Vasudeva and Devaki were able to see Krishna. Narada Muni did not even consult with Krishna. Krishna, I think this is a time for me to reveal your birth secret to Kamsa. I'm telling this to Kamsa, be ready. He did not say that. Narada Muni never revealed this to Krishna. He directly went to Kamsa and revealed his birth secret, and after revealing the birth secret, he came to Vrindavan and said, Krishna, this is their last day in Vrindavan. Today is the last day in Vrindavan. You just killed, who is that? Vyomasura demon. Very soon Keshi is going to come. And following Keshi, Akrura will come to take you to Vrindavan. Tomorrow we are traveling to Mathura. Done. Your Vrindavan pastimes are concluded. And he also gives gives a big list of the pastimes that Krishna is going to enact in Mathura and Dwarka. But Narada Muni, although he did not consult Krishna, he was acting as an instrument in Krishna's hands only. Because Krishna ultimately wanted to give his association to Mathuravasis and Dwarkavasis. He descended on the planet to reduce the burden of the earth. If he always sits in Vrindavan, how will he reduce the burden of the earth at other places? Till now, when Krishna is in Vrindavan, demons are coming to Krishna and being killed. Now Krishna has to go to the demons and kill them. And even after he went to Mathura, he did not go out for a longer time. Jarasandha was bringing all of them. You come. He is gathering all the miscreants and bringing them to the doorstep at Mathura city. Then Krishna is killing them. Like that, 17 battles he fought. Then Krishna started going out for preaching. Till then he was in the station only. Whoever is coming to the temple, he is preaching. Anyways, Narada Muni acted as an instrument in Krishna's will and revealed this news to Kamsa. From another perspective, if you see, Krishna acted as an instrument in Narada Muni's plans. Narada Muni did not even consult. Narada Muni went and directly revealed the news of Krishna's birth secret to Kamsa. So, Narada Muni had a desire that the Mathura Vasis get the association of Krishna, and Krishna said, okay, Narada Muni, you should have asked me. I would like to stay for 10 more days here. 1 more month here. You gave me such a short notice. Not even 1 day notice. Tomorrow I have to go to Vrindavan. I have to go to Mathura. Fine. So Krishna said, okay, I will do it. And Krishna was having his sweet loving exchange with Yashoda Mata in Damodar Leela. But he remembered Narada Muni. Oh, Narada Muni told me. Narada Muni wanted me to deliver these Yamalarjuna trees, Nakubera sons, so let me go. So when Krishna is so absorbed in his loving exchange, sweet exchange with Yashoda Mata, why should he interrupt that pastime to take out some time to deliver Yamalarjuna trees? Because Narada Muni desired. Devarshir me priyatamo. Devarshi is very dear to me. When he desired that I do something, I will do it. So this is how the Lord will act as an instrument in the devotees' plans, and devotees will act as instruments in Krishna's plans. Another example. We already discussed about Uddhava, how he acted as an instrument in Krishna's plan. He stayed back even after Krishna's departure in this earthly planet to give his message to Badrikashram sages. Now we have another special instrument in Krishna's plans, that is Bhishma. The Lord Krishna wanted to give a very, very important message to the entire humanity. However powerful you may be, however influential you may be, however experienced you may be, if you take the side of adharma, you will be defeated, even by a younger warrior. But Bhishma took the side of Duryodhan in the Kurukshetra war. Even till date, people misunderstand Bhishma. Why did he side with Duryodhan? Why did he not protect Draupadi when she was asking for justice? Many people misunderstand Bhishma, but Krishna never misunderstands Bhishma. Whole world may misunderstand us, misunderstand our intentions, but the Lord will never. In fact, even if a devotee does something unconventional and unusual, or something which is little different from what a devotee is supposed to be doing, devotee should never take the side of adharma. You should always stand on the side of dharma. But this devotee Mahajan, Bhishma, took the side of adharma. And Krishna perfectly understands Bhishma's heart. Although he is on the side of adharma, he is on my side. He is on Pandava's side. I am there in his heart. Pandavas are there in his heart. Duryodhan is not there in his heart. But I wanted to give this message to all the people in this world. Therefore, Bhishma is acting as an instrument in my plan and taking the side of adharma. Not at heart, but as a drama artist. Sometimes some artist, some actor may get villain role. Sometimes somebody may get hero role. Right? So here in this great drama orchestrated by Krishna, Bhishma took a negative role. Actually, not a negative role, but supporting a negative personality. Right? Not at heart, but physically he had to be on the side of Duryodhan. But Krishna clarified all the misconceptions about Bhishma by bringing this Duryodhan in front of Bhishma. When not Duryodhan, Yudhishthira Maharaj. When Yudhishthira Maharaj was bewildered that so many people, hundreds and thousands of soldiers have to be killed just to enthrone me as the king of Hastinapur, it's not fair. I am very sinful. Even if I perform 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas, I won't be able to destroy this sin. He was feeling so bad. Krishna tried to convince him. And Dhaumya tried to convince him. Vyasadeva tried to convince him. But Yudhishthira was not getting convinced only. Finally, Krishna brought Yudhishthira along with all the Pandavas to Bhishma, and Bhishma could convince him. And all the universal celebrities were sitting there. Sukadeva Goswami, Jamadagni, Parashuram, our Bhishma's own guru. And Krishna was there, Vyasadeva was there, Dhaumya was there, Vishwamitra was there. So many people, so many great exalted universal celebrities, Brahmarshis, Rajarshis, Devarshis, they were there standing. And Bhishma, while lying on a bed of arrows, with every inch of his body pierced by Arjuna's arrows, unable to move any limb of his body except his tongue, he was giving a class to Arjuna, to Yudhishthira Maharaj, to all the Pandavas. Aho kashtama, aho anyayam yadyuyam dharmanandana. You went through so many customs, so many difficulties. Anyayam, so many injustices. Difficulties you can understand. Injustices means somebody deliberately is causing difficulty. All difficulties are not deliberately caused. They are naturally occurring. But anyaya means a deliberately caused difficulty by an envious person. Aho kashtam, aho anyayam yadyuyam dharmanandana. So he is giving so many teachings. He is speaking about Raja Dharma, Dana Dharma, Stri Dharma, Varnashrama Dharma, Bhagavata Dharma to Pandavas, to Yudhishthira Maharaj in specific. Krishna wanted to reveal to the whole planet that Bhishma is so knowledgeable. In such a physical state of existence, nobody's mind will function properly. Nobody's intelligence will function properly. But still, the Lord is expecting some more service from Bhishma. Bhishma, for a couple of centuries, he is there doing so much service to Krishna. But even before death, Krishna did not leave him. Before dying, you should do one service and then die. What is that service? Give one class. Give one class to Pandavas and then you die. I will be there, I wait. Then Bhishma also said, yes, please wait, my dear Lord. Sadeva Devo Bhagavan Pratikshatam. You please do pratiksha. Till I give up my body, you should do pratiksha. I will complete this service. You have given me one service, right? That I need to render before my death. I will do this service. You just wait for me. After I complete my service, then I'll offer prayers, merge my mind totally in you. Iti mati rupakal.
No. Please.
I learned from him only. Iti mati rupakal pita vitreshna bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni. Let me withdraw all my thoughts from all kinds of topics in this world and focus only on Krishna, nothing else. Then he went into an ecstatic meditation. All the whole world misunderstood Bhishma in various ways. Krishna revealed his glories by personally giving him darshan when Bhishma was departing from this world. Everybody thinks that Bhishma was waiting for Uttarayana, time Uttarayana to depart from his body. He is not waiting for Uttarayana Kala. Krishna revealed very clearly in the 8th chapter at the end. Devotees can give up their bodies in Sukla Paksha or Krishna Paksha, Uttarayana or Dakshinayan, Sunday or Monday, day or night, whatever it is, they will reach me. For devotees, all these protocols don't apply. But how can these protocols apply to Bhishma, who is Mahajan? Therefore, he is not waiting for Uttarayana Kala. He is waiting for the person who is named as Uttarayana. Uttara is Abhimanyu's wife. Parikshit Maharaj's mother, Uttara. Ayana is shelter. Krishna has so many names. One name is Uttarayana, because he has given shelter to Mother Uttara. When she came and said, Pahi Mahayogin Deva Jagatpate na anyam tadabhayam pashyet yatra mrityuhu parasparam. Oh Mahayogin, oh Krishna, master of all mystics, please give me shelter. Some fiery arrow is coming towards me. I am pregnant. If the fiery arrow kills me, I don't mind, but my child should be protected. The last descendant of Pandavas must be protected, and Krishna protected. Because Krishna gave shelter to Uttara, he is called Uttarayan. And because Krishna entered the womb of Mother Uttara, means he has taken shelter of Uttara, therefore he is Uttarayan. Krishna is called Uttarayan for two reasons: for giving shelter to Uttara and for taking shelter of Uttara. And our Bhishma is waiting for that Uttarayan, not the time Uttarayan. So let Krishna wait for me. Iti mati rupa kalpita. Let me just invest my thinking, feeling and willing only in Krishna and give up this body. So this is how the Lord glorifies a devotee who humbly acted as instrument in his plans. Bhishma acted as an instrument in Krishna's plans, and now Krishna is personally coming to give him darshan, blessings. One more way in which the Lord makes his devotees act as instruments in his plans. In Ramayana, one of the most enchanting episodes is Sundarakanda. Out of all the kandas in Ramayana, Sundarakanda is considered most beautiful. The name itself says Sundarakanda. Sundare Sundaro Ramaha, Sundare Sundari Sita, Sundare Sundaro Kapihi, Sundare Kim na Sundaram. What is not beautiful in Sundarakanda? I think Jiva Goswami quotes this line, Sundare Kimna Sundaram. What aspect of Ramayana, what aspect of Sundarakanda in Ramayana is not beautiful? Everything is beautiful. So in Sundarakanda, we see that Hanumanji jumped across the Lanka ocean. When Hanumanji had to jump across the Lanka ocean, he did not create any Varadhi. Prabhupada writes in one purport. He did not create a bridge
to cross the Lanka Ocean. He just jumped from here and he landed there. Monkeys don't fly like this. Monkeys only jump. One long jump of 100 yojanas. 1 yojana is 8 miles. He just jumped across the Lanka Ocean and then he entered Lanka and met Sita Devi. And on the way, Hanumanji did so many other things. Right? He honored Mainaka's request just by touching, but not actually accepting the request. He also took blessings from Surasa. He also subdued and killed Simhika. He subdued Lankini. He destroyed Ashoka Vatika. He set fire to the entire Lanka. He consoled Mother Sita, gave her reassurance, showed her ring, won her trust. So many things he did. And he also gave a warning to Lankadhish Raman. And he also gave so much of reassurance and confidence and courage to all the Vanaras. And ultimately he pleased Lord Ramachandra. So Ram took a low profile in Ramayana Sundarakanda section and he highlighted Hanumanji's glory. But when it came to Mahabharata, what was the service given to Hanuman? If Hanuman, chariot, he just wanted to, he had to be just as sit on the flag of Arjuna and keep blessing him. Arjuna, may you be successful in this endeavor, And when Bhima roars, then Hanumanji can join Bhima and roar along with him to shatter the hearts of all Kurus. If Hanumanji was given free hand in Mahabharata, he would have finished Mahabharata in 18 seconds. He doesn't need 18 days. He can expand himself into 100 yojanas. Just sleep on the Kurukshetra battlefield. All the elephants and soldiers and chariots will become pulp. Shekuni, what is Shekuni in front of Hanumanji? What is Duryodhana in front of Hanumanji? He will do like this. But Krishna said, I have already killed all of them. And I wanted Arjuna to manifest their death. Hanuman, you have no role to play here. Just bless him. That's all. I blessed him, you also bless him. When he gets the combined blessings of the Lord and his devotee, then Arjuna will become successful. That's what Prabhupada writes in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada writes that Arjuna's victory is assured because Ram is there with him and Hanuman is there with him. Ram in the form of Krishna is there with him. Hanumanji in the form of flag is there with him. So definitely our Arjuna will be victorious. Hanumanji did not protest. Oh Lord, why are you giving me such a small role? If you take a great actor and give him a very small role in a movie, what will his fans say? Especially in South India, there will be warfare. What will the hero say first? Will he accept this role? He will not even accept. But Hanumanji is very humble. Oh Lord, you are giving me this role? No problem, I will accept this role. I will bless your dear devotee Arjun. Tasmatva muttishta yashola bhasva. You want to give that yasha to Arjuna now? No problem. In Ramayana, Hanumanji took that yasha. All the yash of conquering Lankadhipati Ravan and burning the entire Lanka and destroying so many Rakshasas and creating terror in this Asura clan, all that credit went to our dear Hanumanji. So when a devotee takes a very high role, very prominent role in Krishna's service, he is acting as an instrument in Krishna's service. When a devotee is taking a very low profile, very small role in Krishna's service, then also devotee is acting as an instrument in Krishna's service. You see? Devotees are always instruments in Krishna's service. Hanumanji, for example. Again, let's go to Hanumanji. Before he jumped across the Lanka Ocean, he was also thinking like this. Will I be able to cross? Because Angada, Nala, Neela, Jambavan, everyone in the army of Hanumanji's side, so they were just being very despondent, seeing the expanse of the ocean. They are very, very disappointed. And Hanuman is also disappointed. He is sitting there idly. Then Jambavan came and said, Hanuman, how can you keep quiet? You are not supposed to keep quiet. You're supposed to be very confident now. You should give confidence to all of us. And he spoke so many encouraging words. When we speak encouraging words, that will empower people. And when you speak discouraging words, that will disempower people. So as much as possible, we need to encourage others, not flattering others, but to genuinely encourage them for what they are. So Hanumanji felt encouraged. He expanded his size and he started boasting about himself. Hanumanji said, I have the ability to cross this Lanka ocean. I will destroy Lanka, or I will burn Lanka. I will be able to circumambulate Sumeru mountain. I am like Ramaban. I am this, I am that. He said so many things. Why was he boasting about himself? He was boasting about himself not out of arrogance, not out of pride. He was boasting about himself only to boost the faith of all the Vanaras there. They were despondent. To encourage them, to reassure that, yes, don't worry, I'll take care of you. So just to give them that reassurance, he was boasting about himself. Even while boasting about himself, he said, I am Ramaban. Yatha Raghava Nirmukta. I am just an arrow that is released from Lord Ramchandra's bow. Because Ramaban has absolutely no defeat. So I am like that. So there also, even while boasting about himself, he is only describing himself as an instrument in Ram's hands. Gached tadvad gamishyami lankam ravana palitam. He said like that. Ramayana shloka. And he went. Now how humble Hanumanji is. He boasted on this side of the ocean. When he went to the other side of the ocean, he met Sita Devi. And Sita Devi said, Hanuman, you are so powerful. You could easily, effortlessly cross this Lanka ocean. Will Sugriva be able to cross the Lanka ocean? Will Angada, Nala, Neela, Jambavan and all these monkey warriors, will they be able to cross the Lanka ocean? Will Ram and Lakshman be able to cross the Lanka ocean? I doubt. Then Hanumanji said that, my dear mother, I am just one little monkey who is the weakest monkey in Sugriva's army. Every single Vanara in entire Sugriva's army is either equal to me or superior to me. No one is inferior to me. Because I am the most inferior, I am sent as a messenger here. Who is sent as a messenger? Who is sent as a duta? Only those people who are very weak. I am weak. Exactly opposite to what he spoke on this side of the ocean. Was Hanumanji being inconsistent in his speech? Was Hanumanji lying? On one side he boasted about himself. I did this, I will do this, I will do that. On the other side he says, I am the weakest. Which is a lie, basically. But it's not about a devotee, lying or speaking truth or boasting about themselves or humbling themselves. It's all about service. Acting as an instrument in the Lord's hands. Hanumanji, just to boost the confidence of all the Vanaras, on this side of the ocean, he boasted about himself. On the other side, just to boost the confidence of Mother Sita, just to reassure her, just to assure her safety, give her confidence, he humbled himself. The purpose of Hanumanji, either in boasting about himself or speaking low about himself, is only to encourage other Vaishnavas. Nothing else. I have to somehow render service to Lord Ramachandra. I will do the needful. If I need to speak little high about myself, I will do it. If I have to speak low about myself, I will do it. If I have to burn somebody, I will burn. If I have to drown somewhere, I will drown. But service has to happen. And such a glorious servant, Hanumanji, was given such a small role in Mahabharata war. But he is happy to do it. On one side, you see Bhishma accepting the role of supporting a negative character, the villain. The main villain is Duryodhan, and Bhishma is supporting him, fighting on his behalf, throwing arrows against Krishna, against Arjun, against the Pandavas. Sometimes, in the rage of this war, he would even take a vow, tomorrow I will finish all the Pandavas, here are the 5 arrows. There also, Krishna intruded and took away the 5 arrows through Arjuna. You know what happened? So this is the special loving bonding between the Lord and his devotees. Although outside people may misunderstand the Lord, misunderstand the devotees, still the devotee is confident that I will never be misunderstood by the Lord. So I will take a negative role. Let people criticize me, no problem. Probably that's a test for their faith. Probably that's an opportunity for them to understand the finer nuances of Vaishnava character. Vaishnava character is to be malleable by Krishna's will at any cost. I will be malleable to Krishna's will only if it is very comfortable to me, convenient to me. From my comfort zone, I will be malleable. Where is malleability? You are already sitting in comfort zone. So a devotee is one who is malleable by the will of the Lord. And when a devotee is malleable by the will of the Lord becomes malleable by the will of his devotee. Sarathya parishad sevana sakhya dautya virasananugamanastavana pranaman snigdheshu pandushu jagat pranatim cha vishnor bhaktim karoti nrpatis charanaravinde. Snigdheshu pandushu. All the Pandavas are malleable by the will of the Lord. Therefore the Lord is acting as a chariot driver of the Pandavas, receiving Agar Puja in the Rajasuya sacrifice from the Pandavas, acting as a night watchman, acting as a chariot driver, acting as a messenger, stavana, pranamam, praising them, offering obeisances to them. This is how Krishna reciprocates with the devotees. Just to protect Bhishma's vow, what did Krishna do? He even went on the verge of compromising his own vow. Just to display his love towards Arjuna and Bhishma. This is how devotees are malleable by the will of the Lord, and Lord also becomes malleable to the devotee's will. We have discussed several examples. Uddhava's example we saw, Gopis' example we saw, Narada Muni's example, Bhishma's example, Arjuna's example. Nimitta matram bhava savyasachi. You may be Savyasachi, you may be Parantapa, you may be Godakesha, but you are Nimitta matram. All your talents, military certificates, all your glorious activities as a warrior are nothing in comparison to your role of my instrument. And for Arjuna, that role is the best role. Karishye vachanam tava. Voluntarily accepting the role of an instrument in Krishna's plans. It's not forcefully accepting. There is a voluntary spirit. It's not that a devotee is obliged to act as Krishna's servant or Krishna's instrument. A devotee is eager to act as Krishna's instrument. Raya kahe aminata tumi sutradhar yehi mata nachao taiche chahi nachi bar. Yehi mata nachao taiche nachi bar means the way you make me dance, I will dance. But he did not just say nachi bar. He said chahi nachi bar. I desire to dance according to your will. It's not that I am dancing according to your will. I desire to dance according to your will. There is a voluntary spirit. A normal instrument, lifeless instrument, is only an instrument. It has no desire. It has no free will. It has no independence. But a living entity, a devotee, has independence, has free will, has a desiring ability. Using that desiring ability, using that free will, voluntarily if one surrenders to Krishna and chooses to act as an instrument in Krishna's hands, that's the greatest ecstasy of life. That's a glorious way of living human life. We have seen multiple examples from Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayana, Chaitanya Charitamrita, examples of devotees who acted as instruments in Krishna's hands, Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu's hands. The instrument has no... the glory of a live instrument is to choose to act according to Krishna's will. But what the instrument, what the devotee has within his capacity is only to desire to serve Krishna. The opportunity to serve Krishna, the facility to serve Krishna, the empowerment to serve Krishna comes from Krishna. Only the desire to serve Krishna is our thing. In the beginning of the creation, Mahavishnu exhaled. Millions of universes came out. The process of the manifestation of the universes is described so nicely, very technically, in the second canto and third canto of Bhagavatam. First the universe comes out as a small seed, pradhana. it gets transformed into Mahatattva. Mahatattva manifests into Ahankar. Ahankar in 3 modes gives rise to several elements, 23. Some count them as 21, some as 23, some as 24, some as 25, some as 16, some as 11. No problem, all are correct. Don't worry. Krishna says this in Uddhava Gita. You can count them in any way. So all the 5 gross elements and 5 tanmatras, 5 gnanendriyas, 5 karmendriyas, devatas, mind, intelligence, so many manifest. And there are presiding deities for all these elements, gross elements, material elements. And the presiding deities, the devatas, who are representing these elements, they offer prayers to Mahavishnu. They said, "Oh Lord, now we are disconnected from each other. We are unable to unite with each other on our own. Our desire is to serve you. For us to accomplish this service, we need to come together. We need to join with each other and manifest various commodities in this universe." Just imagine a situation where the earth element, the water element, the fire element, the ether element in your body is existing separately. Right? There is earth, water, fire, air, ether in all our bodies. All these elements in all our bodies and every body in this entire universe is existing separately, disconnected from every other element. Can you imagine such a situation? How does it look like? Even I don't know. But I can give a simple example. When you make sambar, you have tomato, you have bindi, then drumstick and tur dal, all the spices, mustard seeds and oil, so many things you have. When you go to the market, you bring all these elements separately, right? In different bags. You may have some 10-12 ingredients you got from the market, and all of them are existing separately. Now, as a cook, you need to bring all these elements together, cut them into small pieces, process them, boil them or fry them at different temperatures and mix them, and then you will manifest sambar, which is a combination of all these elements. But before you made that sambar, half an hour back, all these elements are existing separately. Similarly, before the entire universe manifested, before all the planets manifested, before all the species in all these planets in this universe manifested, all the elements like earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, ego, all they were existing separately. And little portion of that earth, little portion of air, little portion of water, they are taken to manifest all these bodies. Right? Once the body is destroyed, all these little portions will merge back into the bigger elements. Right? So at that time, in the beginning of creation, all these elements that existed separately, they offered prayers to the Lord. "Oh Lord, we are unable to unite on our own. We are unable to come together on our own. We request you to send your Vibharat Shakti, our cohesive energy, so that we can amalgamate with each other and manifest this universe and manifest all the various bodies within this universe. We want to serve you, but we have no ability to serve you. We are requesting you to give that ability. Give us the empowerment. And we are very grateful for this opportunity to serve you. You please give me the empowerment." All these elements had that gratitude to offer prayers to the Lord and gratitude for an opportunity to serve the Lord, and very eagerly looking forward to serve the Lord and praying, "Oh Lord, please empower us to do this service." And the Lord had sent his Vibharat Shakti, means cohesive energy. So they all came together and the universe formed and the bodies formed. The lesson here, as Prabhupada highlights, is everyone should be eager to serve the Lord. When you have the desire to serve the Lord will arrange for facilities. The Lord will arrange for that intuition to create. Now the universe is formed. After that, Brahma takes birth within the universe. I think yesterday slightly we discussed this in Q&A session. Brahma takes birth. He sees Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. He offers prayers to Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. And he says, "Oh Lord, please empower me with the contemplation to create this universe the way it existed before. And please allow me not to get deviated or distracted from your instructions. And let me also not become proud of doing this service." When we are acting as instruments in Krishna's service, when we happen to do the service nicely, we may become proud. We may become very arrogant. And in our spirit of doing the service very effectively, we may innovate in our service and we may deviate from the right consciousness. So when we are too much obsessed with innovation, there could be deviation. So when we are trying to do services very creatively and finding multiple other options, there is a possibility of getting distracted from the right consciousness. And in that distraction, in that innovation, in that creative activities, we could think we are the doers, we are the performers, we are the enjoyers, and we will deviate from the right consciousness. That's what Brahma is fearing. In the beginning days of creation, Brahma said, "O Lord, please empower me so that I don't get distracted or deviated from the teachings that you have given me." And the Lord said, "Tathastu." That Brahma, in the beginning days of creation, you know what he told Narada Muni? Na bharati benga mrushopalakshate na vaikvachinme manaso mrushagati na me hrishikani patantya satpathe yanme hridautkantya dhrutovata harihi. Na bharati benga mrushopalakshate. My words can never go wrong. Na vaikvachinme manaso mrushagati. My mind can never think of anything wrong. Name hrishikani patanti asatpathe. My senses can never walk on a wrong path. Basically says, whatever I say, whatever I do, whatever I think can never go wrong. Why? Answer is, Yanme hridautkanthyavata dhruto harihi. I have accepted Lord Hari's lotus feet with great determination, with great zeal to my heart. Because I am so dedicated and I'm so devoted to Krishna's lotus feet, whatever I say, whatever I do, whatever I think is correct. It can never go wrong. That was the consciousness of Brahma. He is not taking credit for his right words and right acts and right thoughts. He is saying that only by the Lord's grace, whatever I say, whatever I do, whatever I think will become right. But that same Brahma, who prayed like this in the second canto, when he came to 11th canto, his sons, 4 Kumaras, asked him a question. Little technical question. We will not discuss that now. That is Sankhya Yoga. And Brahma could not answer. A little philosophical question also. He created 4 Kumaras with Gnana Shakti. And the 4 Kumaras are asking him a doubt. He could not answer. Of course, a devotee need not know everything. But Brahma knew that before. He's not like you and me who are struggling to read Bhagavatam and all. He has been personally enlightened by the Lord. Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye Muhyanti Yat Surayah. The Supreme Lord Narayana personally empowered Brahma. He gave him the Vedic knowledge. And Brahma taught this also to so many people, to Nrada. But that same Brahma, he could not answer a small philosophical question when 4 Kumaras asked him. You know why? The Acharya is right. Brahma was too absorbed in his creative activities. He was too engrossed in creation of this universe and also solving the day-to-day problems of all the devatas. Just imagine how much management Brahma has to do. Within one day of Brahma, there are 1000 yuga cycles. There are 14 manvantaras. 14 times the universal government changes. Here, every 5 years it may change. Right, in the local earthly planet, new ministers will come, new government servants will be appointed. But within one day of Brahma, 14 times the devatas change. 14 times the manus change. 14 times Indra changes. 14 times the Saptarshis change. Like that 14 times the management is changing, and every time there is some problem in the management, Brahma has to come and then intervene and do the needful. Right? So this is Brahma's role. He was too engrossed in these managerial activities, too engrossed in his creative functions and even maintenance contributions. So Brahma forgot what he already knew. Brahma got little distracted from the Vedic sound vibration, and he could not answer a philosophical question. The message here is that even a pure devotee like Brahma even the foremost and the first created living being in this universe, the first devotee of the Lord within this universe, Brahma, also can get distracted by his day-to-day dealings with Maya, with material energy. How alert a struggling sadhaka should be. We may act as instruments in Krishna's service, and we may render so many services. But while rendering services, if we are not alert and careful enough to stay connected to the sound vibration of Srimad Bhagavatam, we could get distracted and deviated from right consciousness. We may get carried away by those creative activities, by dealings with material energy. Yes, whatever Brahma is doing is also service to the Lord, undoubtedly. Brahma was excelling in his service, undoubtedly. And he was successful. He's a very humble and effective, efficient instrument in Krishna's hands. But sometimes he gets little distracted, and that's what we saw in Brahma Vimohana Leela. That's what we saw in this Leela also. We need to stay connected to the sound vibration in the form of holy name, in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. When we are connected to these two B's, Beadbag and Bhagavatam, right, strongly through the sound vibration, then our endeavors to act as instruments in Krishna's plans and doing Krishna's services will be effective. So the building of service must stand on the foundation of sadhana. Or the huge trunks and branches and leaves and flowers and fruits of the tree must stand firmly on a strong root. And that strong root is our connection to Krishna through sound vibration of Shravanam and Kirtanam. Core connection is Shravanam and Kirtanam. When we get distracted from that Shravanam and Kirtanam, although we make a big building of service, big tree, roots are not strong. When little wind, it will collapse. Right? So while acting as instruments in Krishna's service, we need to nourish ourselves with sound vibration on a regular basis. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Otherwise, that very service can nourish our anarthas. Nourish the weeds instead of nourishing the actual plants. It happened with Indra. It happened with Brahma. It happened with many people. Why can't it happen with a struggling sadhaka? Why should we be overconfident? Yes, acting as an instrument in Krishna's service and then with great determination, let's do service. That's great, undoubtedly. But we need to be rooted in Krishna consciousness. We need to maintain our connection with Shravanam and Kirtanam, plus maintaining that good character, good determination to imbibe the Vaishnava qualities like humility, gratitude. Shravanam and Kirtanam, I'll conclude in 5 minutes. It's 8:35. Shravanam and Kirtanam are like pouring water on the plant, on the Bhakti Lata Bija. Right? For the Bhakti Lata Bija to grow as a nice devotional creeper, and that seed to grow as a devotional creeper, so you need to pour water, and that water is Shravanam and Kirtanam. But just by pouring water is not sufficient. The soil has to be fertile. And that fertility of soil is Vaishnava character. Qualities like gratitude, humility, respect, tolerance, all these good qualities that Krishna is emphasizing in Gita, and Bhagavatam is emphasizing, and Mahaprabhu is emphasizing in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we need to be rooted in that qualities. Shiva was asked by Brahma, create this universe, create population in this universe in the beginning of the creation. And Shiva created some people. And whomever Shiva has created, they started destroying everything in the universe. Because Shiva's expertise is in creation, is in destruction, not creation. So they started destroying everything. So Brahma called Shiva and said, better you chant Hare Krishna. Better you go to the forest and meditate. Take your people with you. Don't allow them to be around. So you are not good at this. I think it's my mistake to give you this service. You better meditate. Then he created 10 sages and Daksha. And Daksha was given the charge of creation. Daksha was creating so effectively, efficiently. He became expert in creation. He populated the entire universe with so many species that Brahma was pleased and all the Prajapatis and Manus were outsmarted because of Daksha's expertise. And Daksha became very proud. He did service, wonderful service. He did that service even Shiva failed to do. But Daksha, when he entered that big assembly hall, where so many Brahmarshis, Rajarshis, Devarshis and Devatas were there assembled, he saw two people sitting. One is Brahma, second is Shiva. He offered obeisances to Brahma. He chastised and criticized and cursed Shiva. Shiva failed to do a seva that Daksha could expertly do. Does it mean Shiva is inferior to Daksha? Does it mean Daksha becomes superior to Shiva? Yes, he did some seva. He populated the entire universe. That's great, amazing. It's ultimately service to the Supreme Lord Vishnu and Brahma, his representative. But he could not cultivate that Vaishnava character. He had devotion to Vishnu. He has great service accomplishment, but character is missing. Vaishnava qualities are missing. He insulted Lord Shiva. He said, I am speaking about manners, good manners. I am giving a seminar on Vaishnava culture. And what is there in the seminar? Pure blasphemy of a pure Vaishnava. That's what Daksha spoke in that assembly. We may be accomplished in our services. We may achieve so many things. But ultimately, if we don't have the respect towards other Vaishnavas, if we don't genuinely value them for what they are, and if we compromise on the Vaishnava character, Krishna will not be pleased. As simple as that. So, let us do our services with the empowerment and blessings given by Krishna and transfer all the credits of our accomplishments to Krishna and his representatives, and be grateful for an opportunity to render service to Krishna and not be eager to claim credit for the services. At the same time, be rooted in our own core practices of bhakti, that is Shravanam and Kirtanam, and parallelly cultivate good Vaishnava qualities. So then our progress will go in a very smooth way, despite all the difficulties around us. Despite all the allurements and temptations and tribulations around us, we can progress in bhakti when we are rooted in these three things: character, sadhana, seva in the right consciousness. Seva, sadhana, sadachar. Good. So these three, when we are rooted in it, then our life will become successful. And whatever mistakes I have done in the last 1 hour or 1.5 hours, Prabhu will correct now. Prabhu, you can share a few words. Sorry if I said anything. Happy to hear from you.
Mahaprasade go. Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaye Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaye Tadbhaktaye Namo Namaha Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. So anything that I would say now would only be poison at the end of a wonderful flow of nectar. So what can I say? But I think I should learn to be an instrument in the Lord's plan. Yes.
You should
Prabhuji wanted
that. You should sanction our desires. We should give blessings.
So it is certainly of paramount importance that Vaishnav character and Vaishnav Sadachar should be on the topmost priority of our life. We may know a lot, we may accomplish a lot, we may be very talented and skilled because of past life, karma. Because of samskaras, we are born in different families, we may have different upbringings. We may also perform sadhana, but as Prabhuji mentioned, this is certainly very, very important. That Vaishnav Sadachar, Vaishnav conduct, Vaishnav etiquette is put on the highest pedestal of our life. We don't want to have a body without a head. So we may be great singers, we may be very erudite, accomplished managers or speakers, or known for our garlands, or maybe our cooking on a Sunday feast, or we may be excellent fund collectors, or so many different streams of service. But if it is not coupled with humility, apranasyaiva dehasya mandanam lokaranjanam, it is like a body which is bedecked with so many ornaments but doesn't have the soul. And it doesn't attract Krishna. We can't attract Krishna with our money. We can't attract Krishna with how many shlokas we can quote, because ultimately he could quote all the 700 shlokas in the Gita, which we repeat and get proud about. Right? And how can we impress the speaker of the Gita? By memorizing one verse from his book. Right? But it is certainly Dinera adhika daya kare Bhagavan, Pandita kulina dhani bada abhiman. It is described in Gauranga Leela that Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu showers special mercy on those who are humble. Even in the Bible it is said, only the humble and meek inherit the kingdom of God. So the aim of our life, as Prabhuji explained, is to be an instrument, an humble, insignificant instrument in the hands of our predecessor acharyas, in the hands of superior Vaishnavas, in the hands of Vaishnava acharyas, Gurudev. That is the main aim of our life. Just adding Ganga water, Tubhyameva Samarpaya, just like we worship the Ganga by taking the water of the Ganga and offering it back to the Ganga. We just, in addition to whatever beautiful Ganges like nectarian flow that Prabhuji was blessing us with, we just want to maybe add one or two more examples to the same flow of the current. We can see in Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's life, there were so many people who were so scholarly. Whether it is Prakashananda Saraswati, whether it is Keshav Kashmiri, whether it is Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, they all could win the world with their intellect. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's attention, his heart, was completely attracted by the South Indian Brahmana. Vipra kahe murkha ami artha nahi jani, shuddha ashuddha Gita padi guru agya mani. The Brahmana is reading the Gita. And when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asking him, why are you reading, first of all, if you don't know to read? You're crying. I think you're crying because they're making fun of you, right? No, I am not crying because of that. Okay, why are you reading? Vipra kahe murkha ami artha nahi jani. I am a fool. I don't know what I am reading. But then why are you reading? Shuddha ashuddha Gita padi guru agya mani. I don't know what I am doing. I don't know how to read the Gita. I don't know how to split the words and sing, and they're all making fun of me. My Guru Maharaj told me to read the Gita in front of the deity in the temple just to fulfill his instruction, being an instrument, humble instrument in the hands of my Guru. I am simply trying to serve him. I am failing as a fool, but I am crying. Krandami saubhagya. Bharam prakashitam. I am crying out of so much joy that the Lord of the whole creation has become an Uber driver. Imagine if you get a chance to play a role, we would always want to play a prominent role. But when God comes in this world, you ask him what you want to become, he becomes a taxi driver. He becomes the Sarathya. He becomes the chariot driver for Partha and becomes Partha Sarathi. So the Brahmana, he lost his heart to Partha Sarathi because of Krishna's humility. Krishna is agreeing to be an instrument in Arjuna's desire. And the devotee is losing his heart to that Krishna, and that is attracting Krishna, who's coming as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu was not seeing how scholarly, how qualified, how unqualified. He was only seeing two things: the humble, simple heart of the devotee and the mood of a disciple, where he is aligning himself to the instruction of Sri Guru.
Look in the life of Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Sri Maharaj Pratap Rudra had everything. He's Gajapati. The greatest rulers, they lost battle to Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Maharaj Pratap Rudra was almost like a Sarvabhauma king, which means he had won over the whole earth. In all directions he would go and defeat, and he would bring their treasury, and the deities even. When Maharaj Pratap Rudra was looking at Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he asked Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who is this great, unbelievably magnanimous, beautiful, wonderful, golden volcano of love? What is this? I have never seen any king or any army like this. Who are these people? Singing and dancing and crying and rolling, chanting the names of Jagannath. Maharaj Pratap Rudra gets introduced to this beautiful Karunya Murti, Karunya Ghana Vigraha, the cloud burst of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu's personality. Maharaj Pratap Rudra has only one desire. I wish I can get the mercy of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. And he went through so much struggle to get that. Whether it is through Nityananda Prabhu, whether it is through Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, whether it is through the devotees of Nilachal Dham, they're all going and speaking on behalf of the king. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had only one response. Nishkinchanasya bhagavad bhajanonmukhasya param param jigamishor bhavasagarasya sandarshanam vishayinam atha yoshitanam ha hanta visha bhakshanatopya sadhu. Don't ever come and talk to me about that vishayi, that materialistic person. But he's not a materialistic person. He's a devotee. Mahaprabhu said, yes, he may have all good qualities, but there's one fault. Rajanam. His name is, he's the king. And because he's the king, he's sitting on a high post. He has a lot of money and treasure and comfort. And it's not proper for a sannyasi, a renunciant, to have very close friendship with a king. What will people think? Maybe I want some material benefits from him? No, it's not proper. Mahaprabhu said, for a renunciant, one should keep away from two personalities. The opposite sex, the opposite gender, and materialistic people. And Mahaprabhu said it is worse than even consuming poison for a materialistic person. Why? For a renunciant person. Why? He said because if someone consumes poison, it separates the soul from the body. But if a sannyasi associates very closely with a Mataji or with a materialistic person, that soul is separated from the super soul. What is worse? Soul separated from the body or soul separated from the super soul? That's a bigger loss. Mahaprabhu said, I can't meet him. Here is Maharaj Pratap Rudra trying so many different ways, but Mahaprabhu is not ready to accept him. Now, as the governor working under the king was the very exalted Rasik Shiromani, Sri Rai Ramananda. And he was the governor working under the king. Now, it's quite fascinating. If the king doesn't get a chance, the governor definitely won't get a chance, is what we would presume. But Ramananda Rai was the close associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu was saying, I want you to be with me. Imagine if we were the king and we don't get the facilities that someone who's 2-3 ranks lower gets. Either we would be uncomfortable and envy him, or we would say, well, if he can, why not me? In either way, there's some competition. If not me, then he shouldn't. Or if he gets, why not me? Me too. But Maharaj Pratap Rudra was so humble. He said, how fortunate. I have been trying, but you getting it. You should go. Serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And whatever salary you've been getting, I promise you, the same salary, or in fact, even more, as lifelong pension. Don't worry. You serve Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I'm happy to serve you. This was the mood of Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Maharaj Pratap Rudra was so humble. He took a broom and he was Tuchya Seva. He was performing the most menial service of sweeping the royal road where Jagannath would come on the day of Rath Yatra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was observing. Here is the king of Jagannath Puri, sitting on the highest pedestal of all opulence. And again he's beseeching, will you accept me? And through so many different means. And he's not envying Ramananda Rai. And he's forgetting his position as the king and serving by mopping the street. Finally, when Mahaprabhu, he entered the Jagannath Vallabh garden, Udyan, Mahaprabhu was resting in Premavesh. Chaitanya Charitamrita describes, Ei mata Prabhu achen Mahapremaveshe. Mahaprabhu dancing for Jagannath, singing, weeping, crying, horripilating, in transcendental ecstasy was resting in the Jagannath Vallabh garden. And Sheikh Ale, Pratap Rudra, at the same time the great King Pratap Rudra, Korila Praveshe, he entered the garden with the desire to meet Mahaprabhu. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told him, if you go with this royal clothes, that of course Mahaprabhu will recognize this is the same king. So you change your clothes and you wear Vaishnava attire. So here is the king. He takes his turban, puts it out, and with a simple loincloth and angavastra, he enters the garden, folding the palms and holding the feet of all the Vaishnavas. Humbling himself, the king enters. And then slowly he starts massaging the lotus feet of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Padasamahan. And Mahaprabhu is in transcendental ecstasy, weeping, tears dripping from his eyes. How amazing. As the king starts massaging the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu, he starts singing the Gopi Geet. Jayati te dhikam janmana vraja shrayata indira shashvadatrahi. He starts singing, and Mahaprabhu is relishing with his eyes closed, not knowing who is singing. And as the verses continue, flowing from the first verse to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth, to the sixth, to the seventh, there's a break. And Mahaprabhu opens his eyes. Shunite Prabhu Santosha Apar. Bolo, bale Prabhu, bale bar bar. Mahaprabhu starts saying, please continue. Why did you stop? Keep singing. And then finally when Maharaj Pratap Rudra came to Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam, Tava Kathamrita Shloka Raja Je Podila, Uthi Prema Veshe Prabhu Alingana Kaila. As Maharaj Pratap Rudra came to the 9th verse, Mahaprabhu got up and embraced him so tightly. And he started asking the king, Prabhu kahe ke tumi? Kaila mora hit. Achambite ashi pyayo Krishna Lilamrit. Prabhu kahe ke tumi? Who are you? Mahaprabhu asked. Kaila mora hit, and you have come to benefit me. And how did you do that? Achambite ashi pyao Krishna Lilamrit. Without me calling you, by force you're coming. And compassionately feeding me Krishna Leela. Not just through my mouth, through my ear, through my heart. You're feeding the soul. The song of the Gopi Geet. Who are you? Mahaprabhu said, I don't have anything to give you. I wish I could give you my life. I have nothing to give you. Therefore, Dila Alingan. I don't have Amulya Ratan. Therefore, I'm giving you Alingan. I don't have priceless jewels to reciprocate. Therefore, all that I have is my embrace. You please accept my embrace. But before that, holding his hand, Mahaprabhu said, please tell me, who are you? And what good can I do to you? Raja kahe ami tomar daser anudas. Bhrityera bhritya koro ei mor ash. My dear Lord, I am the servant of your servants. I remember this, but you have forgotten. You please reinstate me into that position of being the humble servant of your servants. I don't want anything else. Mahaprabhu embraced the king and showed such inconceivable opulence and told him, don't tell anybody else. This is only manifestation for you. Why? Because Maharaj Pratap Rudra was such a humble instrument in the hands of the Vaishnavas. He never left hope. He was begging all the Vaishnavas and doing as they were saying. And this is what attracts Mahaprabhu's heart. Mahaprabhu himself, when he took Diksha, in fact, just before he took Diksha at Gaya, he saw Ishwara Puripad. And he told Sri Ishwarapudi, Prabhu kahe tirth yatra safal amar, jato kshana dekhila charana tumar. My tirth yatra, Mahaprabhu said, has become successful not by seeing Gaya, but by seeing your lotus feet. O Sri Ishwarapuri, O dear Gurudev, all the tirthas for me live at your lotus feet. And therefore my tirtha yatra, my pilgrimage has become successful just by seeing you. After receiving the Diksha, Mahaprabhu went crazy. He was chanting the Gopal mantra and he was chanting the Harinam, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and hair was standing on end. Kanchana sadrisha deha aruna basan pulaka ashru kampa sweda tahate bhushan. Horripilation, hair standing on end, and rivers like Ganga and Yamuna streaming from his lotus eyes. How amazing is this? In all incarnations we see Ganga is flowing from the feet of the Lord. And in Gauranga Leela, Ganga is coming from the lotus eyes of the Lord. And Vaivaranya, his complexion is changing and he's frothing through the mouth and teeth are chattering and lump of emotion chanting the name of Krishna on his throat, and he's on the verge, Jivana Sandhi, on the verge of life and death. This is how Mahaprabhu was chanting Harinam. Even we, while chanting Harinam, we can't move. At 11:30 at night, we are finishing our 16th round. Voice is choking. Tears are coming. When can I finish this round? I've been chanting this round for 1 whole hour. And I am so much stunned in ecstasy, my beads are not moving. But Mahaprabhu was not chanting like this. Kiba mantra dilo goshai, kiba tara bol, japite japite mantra korila pagal. What kind of mantra have you given me, O Gurudev? Just by repeating this mantra, I think I am going crazy. Ishwarapuri Pat said, very good, that is the effect of the mantra. You must go crazy. And how humble was Mahaprabhu, chanting the holy name, serving his Gurudev, and doing laundry for other devotees. Caitanya Bhagavat describes. He would secretly go into different homes and get their clothes and take it to the bathing ghat in Ganga, wash the clothes, dry them, and secretly fold them and bring it back to the devotee's home. He was menially, humbly serving. So it's not that Mahaprabhu was expecting that humility from others and he himself wasn't. He personally was so humble. In all incarnations, through all associates, look at Haridas Thakur. In the Mahaprakash Leela, look at Haridas Thakur. What do you want, Haridas? Ask for a benediction and I'll give you. Same with Sri Kolavecha Sridhar. Do you want Ashtasiddhi? Do you want Navanidhis? Do you want the 8 mystic perfections? What do you want? Same with Haridas Thakur and same with Sri Kolavecha Sridhar. And Haridas Thakur says, I don't want anything. It's all just a disturbance. Please give me the opportunity. Lifetime after lifetime, I may get some remnants from the plate of Vaishnavas. That's all that I want. And then he looks at himself. Hey, how could I ask such a lofty goal? Me? Having a desire to take the remnants from the plate of pure Vaishnavas, how dare I ask such a lofty thing? Mahaprabhu, I am really sorry. I am embarrassed. Please make me a street dog. Lifetime after lifetime, so that I can lick the prasadam from the thrown, rejected plates of the Vaishnavas. That's all that I want. This was the humility of he who chanted 300,000 names every single day for all his life. So, in short, we have absolutely no reason to be proud. Absolutely no reason. Krishna is so great, and if we think we are great, then opposites, no. Same poles repel. But if Krishna is so great, which he is, and if we accept that we are very insignificant, then the opposites will attract mercy. If we stand on the shore of a great ocean, we will, but naturally, feel humble. So the more devoted we are to Krishna, we are standing closer and closer to the oceanic expanse of his qualities, and we will feel so insignificant. Humility is the actual truth. And pride is ignorance. So, in short, Krishna likes services performed in Anugatya, under the guidance of Vaishnavas, sprinkled with the seasoning of Vaishnav Sadachar and humility, like how Prabhuji explained. So what I was trying to blabber was only few drops, tap water drops into the Ganga water of his service, being an instrument to his order. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. Now all of you please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Sorry for gate crashing into your program and disrupting the assembly. Please forgive me. I should have given an RSVP.
Now the purpose of my coming to Portland has been fulfilled. I have been fervently requesting Amarendra Prabhu to speak some Harikatha when I went to Atlanta, but he humbly denied multiple times. But now I got to sit right in front of him and hear Harikatha now. Thank you so much, Prabhu. This last 15-20 minutes that you spoke is the best part of my visit to this place. Of course, meeting all the Vaishnavas here also. I had a lot of inspiring and memorable moments here in the last 1.5 days of my association with all of you. Thank you so much. What's the thing, bro? Should we take some questions, or it's already 9 o'clock? 1 or 2 questions. Yeah, I think she asked first. You had a question. Okay, let Mataji ask after that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, wonderful lecture today. So heart touching to hear about the Lord's devotees who have become instrumental in the hands of Krishna. It is so touching, and for a moment I can say, and the pride in my heart had been crushed just for a moment. Next minute what happens I don't know, Prabhu, but today just for a moment actually all my pride crushed in my heart. It is so nice, Prabhu, seeing two my most favorite legendary speakers, who have become actually truly instrumental in the hands of Krishna, showing us live example in Portland, in Portland today, Prabhu. We are all so fortunate that we are able to see both of you at the same time in the same place. It is so heart touching to see, Prabhuji. Please give both of your blessings to all the devotees in Portland, so that our crush is brightened, like you have sung beautifully the Gopi Gita song, Vraja Janartihan, Veera Yoshitam, Nija Janasmaya, Dvamshanasmita. So thank you so much for reminding that, and maybe we should sing that verse every day, Prabhu. So grateful to Gauranga Darshan, Prabhu. Please, you have come for only 2 days this time, and I request you and beg you at your lotus feet, please, if possible, next year, please, more stay.
If you call him at the same time, I'll come to hear his katha.
Yes, of course. I mean, we are going to request Amarendra Prabhu on Sunday. On Sunday to give us more, association. So, Prabhu, my question is the basic topic, like, how do we even become instruments in the hands of Krishna? And how do we even understand that we are being instrumental in Krishna's, Krishna's service? Or are we not doing? Do we need to do anything for that? Especially, do we need to put any endeavor? And how do we even understand that we are being instrumental in Krishna's service?
Krishna's desires and plans are communicated to us through his humble, bona fide, authorized representatives, the spiritual masters. Apart from spiritual master, we also have 2 more parameters: Sadhu and Shastra. So what Krishna expects from us, we can understand through Guru, Sadhu and Shastra. When we humbly request our spiritual masters what service are we supposed to do, or when they mercifully give us that instruction, this is the service that you need to do, and aligning ourselves to the plans and expectations of Guru becomes the main thing that we need to do in our lives. I don't know if I discussed yesterday here or somewhere else. A living being's desires are like ripples on a river, but Guru's plans to serve Krishna are like tides of an ocean. When the river meets the ocean, tides will take over and ripples will just become insignificant. So when we are disconnected or when we are independent from Guru Sadhu Shastra, then we are just like flowing rivers with unlimited waves of sense gratification, desire, sense gratificatory desires. But when we align our desires with Guru's will, naturally, we are acting as instruments in Krishna's plans. And that's how our ego is crushed. We become humble and our life becomes successful. So, keeping ourselves under the guidance of Guru and sadhus and sincerely studying Shastras and trying to implement what the Shastras are teaching us is the exact way of living as instruments in Krishna's desires.
Wonderful, Prabhuji. Little clarification. In the Sarajya Parshada verse, you have mentioned Krishna has also worked as a night watchman for Pandavas, right? Is there an example?
Virasana. Yeah, the shloka says Virasana is night watchman. I don't know when exactly is that. Maybe Lakshagriha time, I don't know.
During the battle also.
During the battle also. So, previous question you want to say?
No, I'm very satisfied with your answer.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
So earlier I mentioned there was a question of in Queen Kunti's prayer, she mentions that she prays at least that may such calamities come upon us over and over again so that we can have the opportunity to remember you over and again. So similarly, like we have so many calamities that may come into our lives, but even if we want to have that desire to, have the calamities come and then we can have that opportunity to remember Krishna, we may not actually have that mindset whenever that calamity comes. We may not even remember Krishna at that time. So what should we do then?
When Kunti Maharani said, Vipadaha santutaha shashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavato darshanam yasyat apunar bhava darshanam. Let all the calamities come again and again. I don't mind. Let my son Bhima be poisoned again. Let our house be set on fire again. May we be defeated in gambling match again. May we be attacked by hundreds of deadly weapons by great Maharathis in the battlefield again. Not that she loves calamities. Not that she is a fan of big calamities, that she is asking for more and more, just like you love rasgullas and you ask more rasgullas. She is not like lover of calamities. She is lover of Krishna. Her focus is on bhavato darshanam yasyat apunar bhava darshanam. Because whenever calamity came, you came along with the calamity to reassure us, to protect us. Whenever Durvasa Muni comes, when they were in Vanavas, suddenly Krishna also comes behind Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni says, I am hungry. I will take bath, get my meals ready. Krishna comes and says, I am hungry. I will not take bath also. Feed me now. Then Draupadi has to get that empty Akshay Patra only to feel that embarrassment. Krishna, you are also saying I am hungry, I am unable to provide anything. Yeah, there is one little grain stuck to the corner of the pot. I will eat this grain and all my hunger is satisfied and Durvasa Muni is also satisfied. So Krishna protected Pandavas from so many calamities. In their lives, whenever they had calamity, Krishna came to protect them. So Mother Kunti says that Krishna, calamity is an opportunity for a devotee to intensify his or her remembrance of Krishna, to increase one's prayerful attitude, to feel more and more dependent on Krishna, feel more and more prayerful, remember Krishna more and more. So calamity is giving an opportunity for me to do this. Why not invite calamities? Let me not hate calamity. And also calamities give us an opportunity to realize that this material world is not a right place for me to live. That will help us get detached from this material world. Whatever is increasing our attachment to this material world is real calamity. whatever is helping us to get detached from this material world, although it seems like calamity, it's not calamity, it's a blessing. And on top of it, through that so-called calamity, if Krishna is being so merciful to us and Krishna is showering his grace upon us, is giving darshan, why not invite that calamity? That is her mindset. And as you said, we may not be praying for calamity specifically. We may not have the bandwidth. Krishna, give me more difficulties. Krishna, give me more sickness, more financial problems, more health problems. We may not say that. But whatever calamities come of their own accord, at least let's endure them without losing faith. Kritadyuti lost her faith in Krishna when her son died. She even blasphemed Krishna. What kind of God you are? You are behaving like an inexperienced child. How can a child die during the lifetime of his father? You are going against your own creative laws. There is no creative law like that. She imagined. Sometimes we expect that the Lord has to behave like this, and if he doesn't behave, we blame him. So that's what she was doing. But Uttara or Pandavas or Draupadi or Kunti or many of these wonderful exalted devotees, although they underwent so many calamities, they never lost faith in the Lord. And in fact, the Lord gives difficulty to his devotees, pure devotees, just to demonstrate their faith to all of us. See how faithful my devotees are. Despite undergoing so many reversals, they don't lose their faith in me. And in our case, we may not pray for calamities, but at least let us be prayerful when calamities come of their own accord. In fact, it's a wonderful opportunity for us to realize that we are not the controllers, we are not the masters, we are not the creators, we are not the doers. Someone else is controlling me. Just like Prabhu just now said, when you stand in front of an ocean, you feel so humble, seeing the expanse and the depth of the ocean. I'm insignificant here. If I'm dropped in the middle of the ocean, what will I do? And this big ocean is one of the so many oceans on this planet. And this planet is one of the so many planets in this universe. And this one universe is one of the so many hundreds and thousands of universes, millions of universes in the entire cosmos. How insignificant am I? We can realize that we are insignificant when a calamity comes and we are unable to overcome that calamity. That's an opportunity for us to realize Krishna's supremacy and realize our own insignificance. That's good. In fact, just before Parikshit Maharaj departed from this world, just before Sukadeva Goswami concluded his Bhagavatam class, he concludes his Bhagavatam class to Parikshit Maharaj in 12th canto, 6th chapter. In 12th canto, 4th chapter, Sukadeva Goswami describes 4 types of pralayas. Nitya pralaya, constant annihilation that is happening in this world. Every moment, everything material is getting deteriorated. The Naimitika pralaya, occasionally, means every day of Brahma there is an annihilation at the end. Then Prakritika pralaya, at the end of Brahma's life, entire universe merges into Mahavishnu's body. Then Atyantika pralaya, means the destruction of the false ego of the conditioned living entity. 4 pralayas. So why is he concluding his Bhagavatam class with these 4 pralayas? Generally we say Madhurena Samapayati. At the end you speak some quality of Krishna, sing Nandanandanastakam and conclude the class. That's very exciting way. But he's concluding a class with pralayas. And after that he spoke little Gnana, very confusing, overhead transmission. If you read the chapter, 12th kind of 5th chapter. Why is he doing so? Basically he spoke about pralayas to our Parikshit Maharaj just to inform him that in front of so many transformations that are taking place in this world, in front of so many types of destruction that are happening in this world, the destruction of your body, the death that you are going to face in few moments is insignificant event. It's not so significant. When death happens for a living entity, that may be significant even for him, probably, but it is of no significance to the cosmos. And in fact, to the person, to the individual also, it's not so significant. We already passed through hundreds and thousands of species, different lifetimes. And now we are changing this body and entering another body. What a big thing. Right? It's not a very big event. Just like Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu told Haridas Thakur, how will I live after you depart? Then Haridas Thakur said, my dear Lord, if an insignificant ant dies, what difference does it make to this material world? this creation. I'm insignificant like that ant. So calamities, including death, which is the biggest and ultimate calamity in the life of a conditioned soul, is not a significant event from the perspective of cosmos. But if that gives an opportunity to us to remember Krishna, to depend on Krishna, to become more prayerful and go one step closer to Krishna, that's a very significant event. So the focus of Kunti's prayer is on remembering Krishna and taking darshan of Krishna, not that she's a lover of calamities. Does it make sense? You want to add anything?
That's perfect. What? Before the calamity comes in, we have to make the practice of praying. Because when the calamity will come, we don't know. And when the calamity comes in, because our consciousness is not prayerful enough out of practice, we don't recognize it as a calamity. Then we give a natural sattviki, rajasic or tamasic response to that, creating a bigger calamity as a reaction in the future, blaming people who were part of the medium of the calamity, and not just being wise enough to see it that this is a test and I have to remember Krishna, because of lack of spiritual substance in our heart, because we haven't prayed enough. So Rupa Goswami Pad has prayed, Virachaya mai dandam dina bandhom dayamba gatiriha na bhavatta kachidanyam mamasti nipatatu shatakoti nirmalambha navambas tadapi kila payodhastuyate chatakena. He says, "Oh Krishna, if you are a bluish-black, rain-filled monsoon cloud, then I am your Chataka. And you have many options. Like the rain, you can just move from one place to another and leave me hungry and thirsty. Because the Chataka is waiting in one place, but you are ever moving. Second, you can listen to my prayer and just keep quiet as a rain cloud. Or you can listen to my prayer and give me a lot of water. Or you can listen to my prayer and throw thunderbolts. You have all these options, my Lord. Virachaya mai dandam dina bandho dayamva. Oh dina bandho, you have so many options. Nipatutu shatakoti nirmalambha navambas. You can either pour your rain or 100,000 thunderbolt as calamities. But just give me this faith. Tadapi kila payodhastuyate chatakena. That you, as you're eternally as the rain cloud, please give me the strength to eternally be your Chataka. Whether you punish me with a thunderbolt like calamity, or you bless me with the rain shower of nectar, or you're just silent, not listening to me, or you just leave. Ashli Shiva Padaratam Pinashtumam. Please empower me to see this as your mercy and stand there lifetime after lifetime as your love-filled Chataka. This should be our mood. Constantly praying. That, oh dear Vasudeva, Kshauni patitvam athava ekam akinchanatvam nityam dadasi bahumanam athapamanam vaikuntha vasam athava narake nivasam ha Vasudeva mamanasti gatistvadanya. You have two options. You can either make me rich or you can make me poor. Kshauni patitvam athava ekam akinchanatvam. You can make me the king of the world or you can make me a beggar in front of the king of the world. Or nityam dadasi bahumanam. You can make the whole world bow down to me. Athava apamanam. Or make me bow down to them. Vaikuntha vasam. You can have me in Vaikuntha. Athava narake nivasam. Or you can kick me down to hell. You have two options. But I have only one option. Ha Vasudeva mama na asti gatistvadanya. Apart from you, I have no other destination. So whatever you send my way, whether I see it as an opportunity, as a blessing, or I see it as a calamity blessing, may I see it as something that you have written out of so much affection for me. Let me not be bowed down as to the details of what's happening. Let me have faith in the person who has sent it. Whether the Charanamrit is out of water or whether the Charanamrit is out of Panchanga, you still stand in the line. Because you know, it's not about how the Charanamrit is made, it's about whose feet it has washed. So circumstances are like that. Whether you want to cry about whether it's Panchanga Charanamrit or only water Charanamrit or is there Tulsi there, those are details of the circumstance. But the main thing is every circumstance is Charanamrit, washing the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So therefore, even if I may, out of my conditioning, may not be able to see good, I have complete faith that the person who has signed it, approved it for me, he has done it out of so much affection, and it is good for me. This prayer must be done when not in calamity, so that when the calamity comes, we are ready. The pulling of the arrow must be done before the calamity comes, so that when the calamity comes, the arrow can go. Because at that time, it's very difficult to pull. The pulling must be done before. The jumping on the trampoline, the kids play in the backyard, trampoline. So praying is like you dipping down. And when the calamity comes, you bump up, remembering Krishna. Not that when the calamity comes, you dip. Because then there's no time to jump. These were examples given by Bhaktivedanta Maharaj. I'm simply repeating like a parrot without realizing. He said all these things when he was fighting cancer. And he said, "Oh Krishna, I would never want to exchange my fortune with anyone in this world. Because with the eagerness that I can remember you, when my body is going through melanoma cancer, right? Bhaktivedanta Maharaj, yeah. When I'm going through so much pain, this is the greatest opportunity. I can call you with all my heart." And these were the examples he gave. So I'm simply repeating with no realization. So, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Gop. Hari Hari. Thank you very much, everyone. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Gauranga Darshan Prabhu ki
His Grace Amarendra Prabhu ki jai.
Gaur Bhaktivedanta ki jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Jai Shri Radhe.
Thank you very much, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu and Amarendra Prabhu, to enlighten us this evening. We have our Jai Sachinandan Prabhu here, our temple president, who would like to say a couple of words.
Hare Krishna. So nice to see two such exemplary devotees gracing our community. We have the good fortune to have His Grace Amarendra Prabhu here for several days. So thank you very much for coming. And it was wonderful to hear from you yesterday and today. I was at work till 9:30, working on a patient with a very advanced cancer. And I kept rewinding because there was some problem with the live streaming your lecture, because it would stop and I wanted to keep hearing more and more. And then today to be able to hear it in person was very wonderful. You gave such a lucid presentation on how to become an instrument in Krishna's plan. And you gave us the tools by understanding the 5 types of relationships and the qualities that give us the qualification to become an instrument of Krishna's plan, and how to use those 5 different relationships or reciprocations in understanding our role in serving devotees, the community, and our own selves. So, amazing lecture. The examples were just very wonderful. I really loved the examples of Bhishma Dev and how misunderstood he is and how he was playing a part, and Arjun's also. So many wonderful examples. So thank you for coming. I think we all relished your lecture very much, and we found it very instructive. I mean, what is offensive hearing? It's hearing without desire to implement. So your lecture gave us a lot of deep instruction. I hope and pray we can implement and then make the fruit of that lecture, come out. So thank you very much. I know a lot of communities are asking you all to come, and there's only limited time and limited energy. But the desert appreciates water when it lands in there. So thank you again, and may you have continued success, good health, and service to Guru Sadhu Shastra. Vanchakalpatribhyacha kripo sindhabhyevacha Sitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavyo namo namaha. Also want to thank Krishna Kesha Prabhu for the nice, wonderful service you've done. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhus.